Lex was really trying to show you all the different samples so Jay didn't make us do a theme song.
I'm getting my theme song.
I'm telling all jokes today. I'm telling you right now. Yes. I want to welcome y'all to the You Wasn't Outside podcast on the Grown Folks Podcast Network. I'm one of your hosts, not doing the most normal ass Carl.
DJ
to my front, I have my man at Just Lex and the beautiful, the talented. She adds value to the show, Miss Juicy J.
I like that intro.
Yeah, you lagging today. That's cool. I'll pick it up.
I was like, oh, he got it.
You're Bronny.
You gotta lighten it up a little bit.
You're Bronny today. I'll be D-Wade.
I'm who?
You're Bronny. I'm D-Wade.
Oh, Lord.
I'll pick you up, youngin.
Let's not get Lex started.
No, I'm not going to get him started, especially after a 2 of 9 performance.
He tried.
I tried yesterday. I was like, Bronny played. I told you, hey, there's days where I know, he don't say nothing. He got the message. He didn't want to respond to it. It's cool. Let's start off. We're going to change this up, right? We're going to let ladies go first. Miss Juicy J, how you been this week? What's going on? What's cool? Tell the people.
Yeah.
Tell us, too, because we don't communicate. You communicate. We don't respond that well because we just be stuck in the motions.
I was just telling, I had to tell a few people, I'm like, the guys, they leave me on red, but they really do love me.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. No. I'm going to tell you in your face, I'm going to do it because this week was a hard-ass week for work for me, but yes, go ahead.
No, and we have an understanding, so I always just like to say or send whatever I want to do, and then whenever you guys respond, it's fine. But no, I'm good. Last week was...
It was amazing.
Last week was a little rough. I came in here a little stressed, a little tense, and took it out a little bit on the guys. They're very gracious, loving, understanding, and they like to get a rise out of me. Let's not play. They like to get a little bit of a rise back.
That is true. that is true. I get a rise out of him too, though.
Yeah. You both
I walk around doing this. Did anyone else do this? Because you said that, and you're right? So
I'm trying to fuck with people.
No, that's real.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna tell you to what degree. So, like with my wife, I do the same shit. So we went to a 4th of July picnic on whenever 4th of July was, Thursday or whatever. Mm-hmm. And there's a guy there, and I know him, but like we're still getting to know each other. It's my wife's friend's husband, and like we cool like baseball talk and all that. We play catch every.
He made the first move.
I feel like I've seen him. Yeah, that's him. Do his thing. That's what we paying for. HR, baby.
Go ahead, open up. Show them what you're working with.
I think the camera was on that side.
No, we seen it. There's an episode out there where you get a nice little that frontal view that we had to change up.
I looking like little Kim.
We was looking real nasty. It's cool. Now it's just me, crotch only. Here we go. We're straight at the camera. But yeah, so like we cool. But he can't, so we went paddleboarding. Some other shit I ain't never, did before. Made it out about a good 125 yards from the shore. Whoa. I was like, yeah, I'm feeling confident.
Were you standing or you on your knees?
No, I stayed on my knees because I seen people falling standing. And I was like, my big ass is going to stay on my knees, right? There's no way that I'm standing up. I'm just happy I'm out here 125 yards. I don't need to stand up 125 away. I'm happy to be here.
For those of you keeping score at home, that's baseball. Golf. Paddleboarding.
I am the white man here. I will agree with that. There you go. But
I didn't even put that together.
Crazy part was I was with a Latino dude. This is a dude I'm talking. But anyway, we go out and do that, and I come back. He goes back out with another guy. They take forever. I guess he
because he knew what he was doing.
I guess dude took a spill out there though in the middle of the bay too. I was like, yo, that's one place I don't want to be on a surfboard. Yeah, I'm good. No. And he was like, there's stingrays in here. I was like, bro, I'm not fucking with this. I'm staying on my knees. Anyway, he comes back. Right? And he's funny. He tells jokes and shit. His wife even told him, like, yo, don't be funny right now. She's upset, right? Like, she knew the cues. But he comes back in and he was like, oh, it took us forever because a bunch of girls invited us on the boat. Oh. And I looked at his wife, right? But he was joking.
Oh, okay.
But I do that all the time with my wife. Got me in trouble before, right? But it's like, yo, I'll be in there like, she like, where are you going? I was like, I'm going out to breakfast. I told you last week that I was going with my friend. She said she needed help. I'll sneak that. Yeah, exactly. I'll sneak shit in like that. Right? And it's like, I do that on purpose, right? Like,
you're going to get cut one day.
So with you, I do a rise too, just like not to that magnitude, right? But it's like, even with him, they say that I'm shock value Poppy. They don't say it like that. I add a little sauce to it. But they think that I do say things, certainly, just to see how people react to them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We love you for it.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
No, I think what frustrates me is I don't think he's as much shock value. I really be thinking, at least a lot of the shit, he really be believing it.
Oh, he really means
and I
it?
feel like he needs an attitude adjustment.
Well, don't tell me that. Because the reason why I can let Carl go off sometimes, because I'm like, he don't really mean it in his heart.
I do mean to play devil's advocate, though.
Yeah,
She's
I think
right,
he's well intentioned a lot of times, and this is not an all or nothing thing. I don't mean everything he does, he means, and whatever. It's just I compartmentalize. Like, okay, this is one of those things. Someone needs to talk to this young man because he's been led astray.
Not me. Not me though. Not me though.
I've said enough.
I will have to say though that I am somebody who people like to fuck with. People like to get under my skin. People because I'm reactive, right? So you're gonna get a rise. It makes me think of Arlen. You know, light skin. He went to Still Canyon. Hangs
I remember seeing. I've only met him maybe like once or twice earlier on when we were younger.
Well, he was my friend's husband, and we became friends over the years. That group of circle, and every single time for years, he would just push me, because he loved. And I noticed that it's men. I've noticed that like I have a little Arlen and somewhere of my life.
Be careful.
Always.
Using them government names. Them got sued for talking about his
belief. That's a pseudo name.
She's the whole name.
I know. Hold on. Beep, beep, blink, blink.
Take that out.
But no. So I'm working on not letting these motherfuckers get
we gonna give you plenty of practice.
The Lord is working on me.
But none of it's it's not a conscious thing to me.
Yeah.
It's a subconscious thing that I do.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's like something pops up and I'm like, nah, hold up. I'm not fully believing that. Hold up, let me throw this wrench in here. Not, all right, let me wait till what she says, and right when she says this, I'm gonna go ahead and fuck up her day today.
Is it never like that though? It's never like, oh, I'm just gonna boop.
No, it's like I'm an only child, so it's like being an only child, right? Like I've been plotting and scheming on bullshit my whole life. Let's just be real about it.
And that's the thing with me. I'm not trying to get under your skin. So if I just naturally do it, I'm not trying to.
And I know, but I think that's why it gets under my skin more because for whatever reason, my spirit holds you in high regard. I don't know why.
And you constantly
that
get
was
it
a nice
in question.
You ain't shit. Right?
No. For some reason, I hold you here, but you keep doing shit.
You may not mean that, but I like my version better. You ain't shit.
No, that's what. Like I know you, so you're here, but you keep doing and saying shit that make me feel otherwise.
He was so much cooler when he was in my speakers.
And that happens.
It does. It does. Don't meet your hero.
But I'm gonna be nice to the Lex. He deserves lots of kindness.
Yeah, that's absolutely good. So, all right, you said that you had a solid week for the most part, like this one.
Did you go paddleboarding on the 4th too?
Oh,
I did not.
Happy 4th of July, everybody. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm surprised. I kind of believe in celebrating America's independence because we wouldn't be happy here right now. One thing that I will speak for myself about.
This might be the last one.
Yeah, no, it might be. Nice knowing y'all. Right, real quick. Whatever Marcus Garvey was talking about, I'm not going back to Ghana. Right, I'm being real. I will go back and visit Africa, but like some of those territories where it's real jacked up in, right? I understand. Like, yo, bro, there's a bunch of Americans like that. Anyway, keep going though.
I wasn't speaking.
You were about to tell us how your week was.
Doing?
Yeah.
Oh, was it my turn?
I was going to you.
Oh shit! I ended up doing like the second worst thing you could do on the 4th.
What?
I went to the fair.
No. I did the first. Yeah,
you went to the beach.
Yeah, I did.
And you went to the fair.
Yeah.
I went. Well, here's the thing: is I went late enough. I didn't have to deal with no bullshit. I actually kind of got.
I thought it was like the worst time.
Really?
But I went late enough because I was like
early is better.
Yeah, I don't know.
The fireworks,
it was
right?
fine. Yeah,
What's
I hit
late
the fireworks.
to you?
Yeah.
We got there like 6.
Oh,
that is late.
Yeah.
We got there at 6. We ate. Let them bullshit with the games.
Where was
and
the
rides.
cars at when you stopped?
We found a.
No, when you stopped on the freeway, where were the cars at?
There was none.
There was no traffic.
I think most people probably went to the beach.
It looked like it from the
pictures. It was pretty bad. I didn't think it was that bad, but then again, I got there at 9.
There's unlimited people in San Diego to where both the beach and the fair are going to be at capacity no matter what.
Yeah.
You think that if everyone decided to go? I don't think so.
No, the fair was still packed.
Oh, okay. All right. There we go. The way you were making it seem like it wasn't.
I answered the question about the freeway.
Oh, about getting there.
And then the thing is, I'm not going to give that hack up on air, but I found a new way into the fair.
There's only 3 ways.
You better tell me.
I know which way he's talking about.
But the thing is, I've always gone the main way the whole time, and that shit just kind of, even as aggressive as I can be.
There's only 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 ways to get in. Yeah. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to ruin it for you, but there is multiple ways you can get it.
Well, I found another one, and we used it 2 weeks in a row.
You've been to the fair twice?
I went to Ludacris.
Oh, that's right.
But that's not really because you didn't do like the fair shit.
Yeah, but Ludacris, that freeway was popping.
Oh, the drive.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's extra people that are only there for like you. My boy Duran went to go see. I stuttered for a second because I was like, "Yo, am I about to say some shit that's going?" But my boy Duran went, and he went with his girl. That's crazy. But my boy Duran went, and he was like, he left like 45 minutes before the shit started. And I was like, "Bro, you're pushing it right now." So,
to the fireworks?
To leave to
no,
the
to see Ludacris.
Oh yeah.
He said he made it like after the second, like when he got to the second song.
Oh,
There's no opening act or no shit like that. So
nah, but it don't start at 7:30. It started at 8, so you had 30 minutes of just sitting around.
That means he didn't get there for an hour then after leaving. Yeah, I babysat his son that night. Real good kid. Yeah, real
I
good
love
kid.
that. I love when friends watch their friends' kids.
Yeah, I had some other friends here,
village.
and they were like, "Oh, we're going out to the clubs," and I was like, "I don't envy you. Like, fam, you got that. I'll be here babysitting."
That's me.
I'm not. That's new me now. Like old me is like, oh shit, like oh FOMO, but new me is like, I totally forgot about that till this moment right
We've
now.
done some daddy daycare together while the girls go out.
And that's probably where it started then, because that was still like in transition around that time. Like, but the kids were really young. You know, when my kids were born, or when my daughter was born, at least, because I wasn't there for when my stepson was born. That'd be crazy. But when
That's conniving.
Yeah. when my daughter was born, it hit me where I was like, I don't want to miss too many moments. I only get one of these, and one of the things I'm gonna play today is gonna talk about that, but. Yeah, anything else anybody wants to get off about their week? Any burning topics or anything before I jump in? I'm trying to stick to making this a fast episode tonight. I swear to God.
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't think them 90-minute joints is over with. Now that we have a third mic, it's too easy to get to 2 hours.
No, absolutely. No, you're absolutely right. And that's why I was trying not to get so many charged topics. No offense. I'm just saying in general, because that's what gets all of us going, not just you.
Yeah, don't be singling me out.
That's just you. I'm going to keep saying that, but I mean all of us together. I'm not singling you out.
We're trying to give you guys a full episode today, okay?
You going to get my hand claps ready?
I
was waiting on him. I was like,
are we there?
And this is why I can't have an intro.
Oh, man. Send an email. I got you.
Send an email to HR.
All right. Random shit to fill in time. What do you like to do when you're alone? For real, it's few and far between. I know you're Dark Matter Jr., right? But at the end of the day, what do you like to do alone? I don't know what that means. All right. You haven't seen the show. Yeah,
I have not seen the show.
No, it has nothing to do with it. It just sounded cool for what we were saying. Yeah, it's not like a dark place or nothing like that. Just dark matter. It's like you just like to be, I don't really spend a lot of time alone. But you do at some point, right? Like, yo, if I'm alone in the shower, I'm going to sit down on the little seat thing that I got. And if I didn't have this, the
love mental that image. Shit.
What'd you think of Faison sitting in the shower? That's crazy. I do that. Okay. Oh, you really want to laugh? If I didn't have the seat thing, I sit in tubs. That's like one of my
shower going.
With the shower going.
Yeah, like not a bubble bath.
Like an R&B music. Yes, with the shower going. Yes.
Oh. Bomb.
And I look, all right, I'll tell you some more.
Thinking about habits. What you doing.
I take a little rag, like the little washcloth, put it over my face so like the water is not just beating down in my nose or whatever.
You waterboard yourself.
I turn the lights off too. My wife calls me. She's like, yo, you all right in there? Yeah, I'm good.
What did she do the first time she caught you doing this?
She never caught me. Oh, I think that day I had a headache. And she was like, you good? Like, everything all right with you?
Sitting on the floor, lights off.
Yeah, I was sitting. I was laying in the fetal position. Like, it just felt amazing to me, right? I got 2 seats, so I got the, like lean up in between them. But I do this little thing, yeah, man. And the water get a little full because I'm blocking the drain. Lift up, let it rinse out.
Okay.
Go right back to it.
Not I got the lift up. Not the thigh lift up so the water can go.
Yeah. I told you we're having fucking fun today.
I'd be on the floor too, just letting the water beat me down.
I like sitting on the couch, like actually doing nothing, like maybe just mindlessly scrolling through my phone because I don't get enough of it during the week. In my opinion, like social media shit or some shit that has to do with me, the TV can be on and I don't hear a single thing in the background because I'm just laying there at 2:00 in the afternoon. And those days are so few and far between right now. Yeah. I was supposed to have that day today. My brother-in-law was like, "Oh, we're having a housewarming." Like, fuck. All right, now I got to go to that. So now, hopefully next Sunday I have that. So that's the type of shit I do when I'm alone. Yeah. Any of y'all?
You want to go or you want me to
go for it?
He needs more inspiration.
Okay.
Well, that was inspiring.
Right?
I'm trying to find some bullshit.
I mean, I have 3 kids. I'm married. I got a dog. So it's very rare that I'm alone in the house by myself. But when I get when I get the beautiful moment of relief, I always have like a bunch of like plans to like clean and organize and do this, that, and the other. And sometimes I may get to that. But most of the time, if I'm being dead ass, I do absolutely fucking nothing. I sit in my bra and panties, or sometimes I'm a nudist. I love to be naked. So sometimes
I've never met one in real life.
I try to be naked as much as possible. It's very like nakedness is very normalized in my house, especially me being naked. So yeah, I'll be naked and I will just lay there. Like sometimes I won't even like watch TV. I won't even be on social media. I'll literally just fucking sit. And, like, I'll make myself my favorite drink. I'm a drink girl, so I'll have, like, my, not alcoholic, but, like, a smoothie or, like, a coffee, but I'll, like, broth it. I'll put some music on and just be. Just, like, not have to move, not have to answer to anybody, not have to fucking attend to anyone. That's a good point. So, on my days alone, when I'm left by myself, shit. I just I just post.
Oh, you've seen this.
I post.
Yeah, I understand where he's coming from. Okay, but you do music or some type of song.
Yeah, I definitely I love music.
That other shit, before you got to there, I was like, ooh. I envy that because I'm like, man, I cannot do that.
I can't lock in with nothing.
I have to have something. But then again, the professionals will tell me that that's an issue in itself.
What?
We should be able to
I always have to have something on because I'm too afraid to be alone with myself.
I'm gonna argue with that against that, but go ahead, keep going.
I try to argue against that too, and I'm still gonna argue.
I feel like it
helps me focus.
I was about to say something wild, but we're still having fun today. Go ahead.
We're having fun today, Carl.
We're having fun today. Go ahead.
I don't.
What do you do?
I don't get a lot of alone time,
bro. Is there not a time at work when you go?
It's got to be at work. When I'm at work,
do you enjoy walking that much to where you prefer that?
Yes.
That's crazy.
You prefer not to be alone?
So when you don't walk at work, where do you walk at?
All around Mission Valley.
When you don't walk at work?
In my cube.
No, at home. Like
when I'm working from home.
Or even say where all your kids is asleep or something like that. Or they go to bed or whatever. You're obviously up, after them, right? You're alone. You might be even in a lone pocket of the house. What do you enjoy doing?
Oh, I mean that's when I'll catch up on... whatever. Love Island on right now. That's 4 nights a week.
I can't get into it. Y'all brought it up 2 weeks ago. I tried. Bro.
I can't get into it either.
Yeah, it seems too commercialized, this one for me.
I know, these kids, this batch of kids, woo.
I'll try it again.
They're weird.
6-packs, when you bring it in a 6-pack, I need a normal body person in there.
Honestly.
They might have the 6-pack, but they all fucked up here. And that's what I'm here for.
You be trauma bonding with them, huh?
No, they don't trauma bond with me. Their trauma's a little weird.
That's what we say about our older parents, man.
They're trauma bond. They come in bragging about their fuckboy traits.
Oh man, that's crazy.
That's not the shit I'm worried about.
Yeah.
I just like the messiness because I'm like, ooh, I'll never do that, but it's entertaining to watch.
As long as they capture somebody, that shit ain't gonna catch me. All right, I just wanted to know. So you do the walk and that's and you catch up on TV shows. So you kind of like to do nothing either, then?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but
because that's not productive.
But people,
I'm not trying to be
But people
productive.
come at me like, oh, but you got to be doing. You feel like you're doing something. You can't just sit there and do nothing. You have to be, catching up on whatever. And I'm like, well, yeah, but that kind of still to me is doing nothing. But to some people, that's still doing something because your brain's occupied. Some people just like, no, I need to sit there and stare at a wall.
Do you never just sit with your thoughts? Like, do you never have like a, when you're
He said
in
he was
the
trying to
shower,
have fun. I'm not trying to take it.
Yeah. Never mind.
No, but I think I got a cooler way of saying it so that he doesn't take it that way, right? I think that thinking is underrated. Like a lot of people don't sit and just fucking think all the time. It's like always a quick answer, a quick way to get something done. I fall victim of it too. If I YouTube some shit, I'm gonna pass all the shit that I should know, like being prepared for something, and go straight to the, hey, just tell me how the shit fucking works. Right? But sometimes you need background, right? And the same thing with thoughts. Like, I feel like you need to be able to concretely think about shit. The problem with podcasts and the beauty of podcasts is that when y'all listen to us, I ain't really put a lot of thought into a lot of shit until, like, I'm like, damn, man, I could have said this or said that differently, versus I found that, oh, that's a hot topic or something to talk about. Let me just go ahead and throw that down, and whatever comes with me that day is what I got right now, right? It's the truth. Like, some things I don't get a chance to fully sit with. And if I fully sat with my thoughts or my emotions and things, I feel like I respond better to things. I respond better in my weeks after sitting down and talking to y'all, because this is the chance, though, for me to further thought, right? A lot of my shit be fleeting, like quick. So,
well, it's also it's harder to do that, to go through the whole process of an emotion or thought, because we're all parents, and it's constant just
mental labor. Physical
no,
labor.
It's just constant. Like, I need 10 minutes of focus, and I can't get that. It's constant interruption. So you have to constantly start over or go back to it. I don't know about y'all, but if the kids are around, it takes me 30 minutes to have a 2-minute conversation, and that's all day long, to the point where everyone's like, you know what, we'll talk about this later. And then later becomes like a month, and you're like, shit, we ain't never talked about this. And that's, you know, going on 8 years.
That's some real shit.
Yeah, that is true. I don't think me and my dad finally had a sit down conversation like that till I was about 25 years old. To where I fully understood all the shit he was teaching me, or my mom too.
We're
like
bragging again.
And no, but I'm saying, like,
wow, it must be nice to have parents.
I'm just saying
who love you and raised you.
But you guys are on that path right now, so you can look at it from when y'all kids get that age. Like, I feel like,
man, I better not wait till 25 for him to be like,
bro, that's when our brain is fully developed in.
I feel you.
You still not gonna fuck with them at 19 because you ain't feel like they went through no shit. At 25, they done been through enough shit. A heartbreak, you know what I mean? A bill outstanding. You know, like, they don't understand that. So again, like what y'all talk about, yeah, it's cool I have parents, but I'm telling you, they ain't understand. Like, I didn't understand the fuck they was saying until my lights got cut off when I was in Fresno. And I was like, yo, we did never miss a payment. I was like, dog, I paid you all the time. Got my Jordan stolen and shit like that. Like, it was like, oh, I've been through some shit now. I don't fuck with everybody like I used to. I ain't having no kickbacks at the house at 19 like I was. I don't want you at my house. I'm starting to get into... That's when the shit started for me to be washed. It started in my 20s. And we all start there. You got to go through some shit. The first time you start saying no to shit you used to do is when you be like, oh, okay, I'm maturing a little bit.
Yeah.
You know? And so I feel like that level of insight and conversation, my kids ain't giving me that shit now.
Yeah.
In that regard. Now,
I made a tiny little, I'm glad he told me this. I know he's been holding it, and I know that was probably the truth, but now that he told me, now we can get to the next step.
Go ahead.
We was at football practice. Saturdays, that's when we go to sweat, work. He be talking too much. He be like, man, I'm sweaty. I'm like, shut the fuck up. But it's like a complaint. Like, it's out here, we're summertime, Saturday morning, everybody running, everybody sweating. Why are you talking like this? But it's getting in my eye. You better be lucky. You the only one out here without a helmet on. You got it easy today.
Yeah.
And then so they go, he'll just be asking questions that ain't got nothing to do with anything. You want to know the answer? Run down and touch that pole and come back. Got the whole team running because he won't stop asking non-football questions. And then everyone...
Is this the baby or the bigger one?
The bigger one. Everyone has there's probably like 8 dads that help coach this team. It's a big team. And I saw all of them cycle through, like, all right, everybody sees it. And I told him, dude, you're developing a reputation. Everyone says the same thing. I know you can run fast. I don't know why you keep coming in the back all the time. And I'm like, dude, I know because you got all this energy up here, but you out of shape or something. There ain't no reason you should be getting past. And he just huffing and puffing. And then after practice today, I'm giving him the same spiel. Like, you're developing a reputation. You're going to be on the bench. And he finally said, no, I'm just saving energy for the end. I said, oh, thank you. Thank you. I know what you're doing. Yeah. I'm telling you, you're not going to get nowhere with that. Right. You need to empty the tank. No. Whatever the tank is, empty it. It might not be the same all the time, but as you keep emptying it, your tank
you
will increase.
Appreciated the fact that he said something that made sense to a point, but it just wasn't enough sense.
No, because he's just like, yo, I don't, like, I'm trying my hardest, I'm tired. I'm like, it's not, the math ain't mathing. We know you're fast. We've seen you.
Yeah.
And then as soon as practice over, you're like, hey, you want to play tag, guys? You want to do this and that? Just, no.
He ain't got that type of insight.
But then when he said, no, I'm just saving energy for the end, it's because he thinks he's going to scrimmage and he wants to play the game. No, don't work like that.
Yeah.
He was reasoning with
But it made sense to him, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
no, but he's never vocalized that part.
No, that's what I'm saying. You're championing that part. Like, yo, you told me something that makes a little bit of sense, but it ain't enough sense. Let me tell you something else that makes more sense.
I know why you think it makes sense. Right. So now let me tell you why that's wrong. Yeah. I needed you to vocalize it first, and now I can tell you why it's wrong.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
All right. Hit my not my hand claps. There's an Instagram video in there that I want you to play with my man 21 Savage. He was on a podcast or an interview or something, and he said something, and I was like, that's pretty interesting. So this is the one time where I'm gonna serious this out on this pod. Is it
There's
clicking?
Two Instagram things. Is it on the top or the bottom?
I believe they're the same, so don't worry about it. There we go. Are we loud in the headphones? You got your volume up?
Are you allowing? This is not 21 Savage.
All right, go to another one.
I'm saying, that looks like something she posted.
Oh, okay, there we go.
All right, nigga, we got one life.
It looks like
it ain't no redos. Nigga, this shit don't last 1,000 years. Most niggas live to what, 60, 70? That ain't a long time if you really think about it. Then, by the time you start getting money and enjoying life, nigga, you done already lived 20% of your life. Then another 40% of your life, nigga, you gonna be old, so you ain't gonna really be able to do a lot of shit. So what do you really only get 40% of life to really just live and have fun for real.
Make sure really math is correct.
Because you gotta calculate the half of your life that you sleep. So if you 70, I ain't even gonna say half, because don't nobody sleep 12 hours.
Yeah, okay.
But
thank
nigga,
you.
if you live to be 70, at least 25 of them years your ass sleep. So you really only living to be what, 45? That's you're alive. 10 of them years you a child, so 35. Then you gotta think about the broke years where you really don't get to move around and really be who you are for real, because you don't got the funds. So that's another 5-10 years. So nigga, you really only got a real 20 years to really live your life for real, if you think about it. So all that bullshit don't really be worth it at the end of the day. None of it. Any beef that exists ain't worth it. Any feud, any fucking relationship that was like y'all broke up over some bullshit, that shit wasn't worth it. Any fucking decision is like, nigga.
So I think part of this, right, and you heard it a little bit. I played it. Here. So the crux of it is that you get 25 years to live your life, right? I think the messaging at the end, he's right? There's a lot of like if there's a fight or a feud or something like that, don't get hung up on those things, right? I agree with that.
His overall message was great. The way he got there,
there's some high math in there. Yeah, some high math in there. You're right. But I got what he was saying. Like, there's a window, right? And I feel like right now we are actively in that window, talking about like living life, enjoying things with your kids. That time, even backtracking to fun you, early 20s, mid 20s, whatever year we had that. Right now, we're in our second stage of fun us, but it's like fun mature us. And then there is going to come a point in time where like all this shit that I do is going to start to cease at some point.
I think I know what he was saying. Where I do disagree, and it might sound like I'm disagreeing fully, he's discounting the fun you have. It sounds like he's equating having money to having fun. Mm. You're gonna have this small window of time where you have money and youth. And that's when you're gonna live. I had a ton of fun as a child. I know a bunch of people that had more fun when they was broke. Mm-hmm. And I don't say I know, but I've seen a lot of older folk that like, yo, this is the best years of life if they took care of themselves or whatever, right? I understand if you old and you didn't take care of yourself and you can't function, sure, that's not fun. So yeah, I don't really agree with everything he said. I think he was trying to get somewhere, like, okay, I hear you. The overall message of, hey, this shit ain't worth it. None of this shit is worth it. I'm 100% there on that part. But that whole you only get 25 years to have fun shit, that's some bullshit.
What do you think?
I appreciate you saying that because as someone who's
a little closer to. There you go. My bad. You can slide the chair up underneath you.
No,
if you want to go
thank
to. Yeah.
No, I appreciated Lex's point because when I listened to it, the first thing I thought was, I have no money. Like, I'm not in my fun zone yet, right? Like, because it did kind of feel like you, like, the way I heard it was like there's only this prime amount of time that you're going to be successful and have maybe the finances that you want to enjoy your life and the fullness of enjoying life. And that hit me because I'm not in a place financially where I haven't been on a vacation in years. I can't take my whole family out to Disneyland. Like, there's things that, because of my circumstances, that, you know, we have fun and I take advantage of resources and I still try to enjoy life as much as I can and make fun activities for my kids as much as I can. But a part of me did feel that way. Like, oh, shoot, I'm already 35. Does that mean I only have 10 years? I'm not going to get a bag maybe for another few years, a significant one. Like, does that mean I'm only going to have like 10 years of a good quality life? But what really stuck out to me was the end. Because I don't like statements like that. Like, you know, like it was petty. It was a fight. Like, you know, life is too short because... And it's because I think of like the seriousness of like, well, was there a boundary that needed to be put in? So in regards of him saying like life is too short, like we shouldn't hold on to grudges, I do believe that. We shouldn't hold on to anger or anything that's going to create toxicity in us. But I also don't believe that like life is short, so fuck that argument or fuck that person who treated you badly. It's like, no, maybe don't hold a grudge, but set a boundary.
I think it can be fuck that argument if both people are willing to work on like, okay, fuck it, life's too short, my bad. But not on some like, okay, fuck it, I'll forgive this person even though they haven't done anything to deserve that. So yeah, keep holding that shit up. Fuck them for life if that's the case. It is that serious. And yeah.
No, I'm with you. I think the grand scheme what he would have got me with if he didn't equate it to money or a certain window is that if you would have said, oh, yo, the earth is 3 million years old and you're only going to live 70, 80 years on it. At that point, I would
trying to get my bag.
Yeah, I understand. But no. that would give me a little bit more reasoning of understanding like, yo, life is short in conjunction of, yo, I could waste my energy on something completely different. So in agreement with you, fuck that relationship. Or life's too short, we don't need to be fighting, we on the same page. Cool. Right? But either way, I'm not going to waste my time in a negative space.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's where, that's the overall message I got from him was like, yo, don't waste your time on negative space. Right? And I've been trying to do that in a more passive way of not getting so charged up. It started when Ben told me that one day when I was fighting in the car 4 years ago with my kids there, you know, yelling and screaming because some dude cut me off. And he was like, man, you know, all this negative shit that be happening. I was like, you know what? You're right. I need to be more impartial to things. So I've been working on that the last 4 years, like really working on that. So, yeah. Anybody else got any last pieces on that? Hit my hand claps in. We're running through them. We're going straight to the fun. Now, you know what? I love black and brown relationships. Let's do that. Let's do that. I know you didn't see it. Just listen for me.
Well, I thought you was talking about y'all two. You was excluding me.
No.
No, you.
For context, I am a 30-year-old black woman, and my husband likes rap, but doesn't want our kids to be around it. We do not have any children yet, but it feels racist and definitively reductive just to say no rap. He thinks rap is ruining culture of America, which I believe he is talking about one specific genre of rap. I would also like an outside perspective because I love rap and I love diversity. I love how it originally started. Of course, I do not like the circumstances of how it started, but I think black people having a space to express themselves regardless of the genre is beautiful to me. I think he's letting his past dictate his future.
So he's
white.
Okay,
white.
yeah.
Did
she say that? I think. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great.
Did I miss that? Yeah, she never said. Oh, it says, my white husband wants no rap in the house if we have kids. Why does this feel racist? Now,
as we look at Lex, the white man,
collect yourself. We'll go ahead and put you second in the rotation. All right,
I wanted to hear from him
reason for you to be the starting pitcher.
I'm the only one he really hears from.
If you want to be the starting pitcher tonight, you give me.
I know how I live my life.
All right, I know that, but I can understand his perspective though.
Yes,
because of what rap has turned into now.
Sure,
the art form and expression that we know it as. Like Common, Murs, like that backpack rap type, feel Talib Kweli, early Kanye West. A lot of that shit is gone. It does not exist anymore. So right now, unless you a Sexy Red fan, a Glorilla fan, let's get off on some of the men. 50's kind of bad too. The Game, anybody in rap at this point, right? There's not too many people. What I enjoyed about that Rhapsody album that I listened to was that it gave me that old backpack feel. It wasn't about, how sexy I am, how much money I got. It was more introspective rap of where I'm at in life.
Yeah. You
know what I mean? And I appreciate those records way more. That's why I don't kill Kendrick, right? Because Kendrick gonna tell you where he's at in life and where we're at as a people. That's why I never kill him. Even when he makes some shit, I'm like, I really don't rock with that.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I understand where he's coming from. Me personally, I let my kids listen to whatever they want because I feel like they should be able to express themselves, right? So therefore, if your wife is in support of black culture and black things, what we deem to be our music, hey, dog.
That's the most important piece. You can't take away the culture out of the household because inappropriate or not, or what you think is inappropriate. Yeah, I sit there and be like, you know what? I shouldn't be, I got to answer some questions a little younger than I probably would have before, but I'm here to answer them.
Right.
Right? So I want to believe in my heart he wasn't trying to be racist. And I think you just can't read the room. Like, okay, you don't understand it because I don't know if maybe his wife is like he's brand new into the culture and just like, oh, I love her and whatever, but he's not used to just being in it, so he doesn't understand, like, because even in that case, or what rap does your wife listen to, right? Because just because it's not new doesn't mean the kids can't listen to that rap that you talking about right now. My kids listen to Tribe Called Quest today. We just went to Ludacris today. They don't know anything. Oh, any of these names where I'm like, oh, they're starting to hear some shit I don't know. They don't know none of that because they're exposed to. And now, don't get me wrong. At 6 years old, maybe shouldn't be hearing Doggy Style, but I did.
Right.
Same.
And yeah, I'm a little fucked up, but I didn't have nobody to tell me what was going on, what was the difference or whatever. In that type of parental sense. But you can tell that, but then I also see my kids, they know how to censor themselves. They'll sit there and not say the cuss word when it comes up. They know the context of what to say. Because I'm not going to sit here and blame rap to teach them cuss words because they hear the parents talk all the time.
Yeah.
They know cuss words, they talk, they have friends. It's not gangster rap's fault. But at the end of the day, it's like, like it or not, there's a big subsection of rap. Oh, I hope you guys don't listen to this. But they might. But if I can give them a lot of what I listen to, I can relate to them more, understand it more. And it's not black, white, whatever the case, trying to censor music in the house is not going to save them. Because they're going to get to a certain age where it doesn't matter how great of a parent you are, whatever it is, their peers are going to have so much more influence over you. It's not going to matter. So if you sit there and try to shelter them, censor them, then when shit really be going down, they not going to come talk to you about nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
But if you sit there, and it's not even like I'm letting them listen to my music because I'm trying to be their friend or trying to be cool. It's just like, hey, just because y'all was born, I'm not stopping my life. This is my shit. Music's that important to me where I'm like, you know what? If you get a little bit fucked up because of it, I'm going to have to just eat that because, sorry, this is too important for me. And, I would like to think that so far so good. And there has been comments made by other people like, oh, this isn't appropriate. Cool. you go have a kid and do it your way.
Yeah.
This shit is my kid. My kids are fine in this sense. And if they aren't, then I'm fully comfortable being like, that's on me.
I'm going to let you cook, and then I'm gonna address what he said.
I mean, you nailed it really, really well on the head. I mean, a lot of what you said I agree with, especially like censoring music in the home and putting that kind of sensory in it. Not, it's a Band-Aid, right? Because eventually they're going to go out into the real world and their peers are absolutely more influential than us. Where I think it gets tricky is you chose to marry a black woman, so you know that you're going to have black children. Your children will be seen as black in the world. When they first see your child, they're not going to say, "Oh, he's half white." They're going to say, "That's a black child," you know.
Right.
And
Just
so
sounds like he doesn't know what that entails and what that comes with.
Exactly, which is a little like off-putting, because then it's like, are these deeper feelings, are they stemming from a biased or unconscious racism? And I would assume, yes, they are. When you're saying like this kind of music, which is, there are white rappers. I heard Eminem's new song, Houdini. Anyways,
Yeah.
there are white rappers, but it's predominantly a black space. It's predominantly a space where, whether you agree with the type of music, the lyrics or not, that black people are getting success and culture and fame. And it's very tricky when you're going to say, hey, this part of your culture, we're not going to honor, celebrate, or even acknowledge in this house. Where I think where the real empowerment would be is that, just like any genre of music, there's going to be songs or that come up and there's going to be lyrics, and that's an opportunity. Obviously, like you said, I'm going to play my shit. I'm not going to play like, if my kids are in the car, I'm not going to intentionally put on like my neck, my back, lick my pussy, and my son's like, pussy, you know what I mean? Like, but like you said, I'm going to play music that I normally would like, and as those conversations come up, it's almost a way to prepare them, you know? So I think she feels like it's racist because there is an undertone of racism. If, like you said, it may not be intentional, but there's definitely some deeper bias going on there, it seems like.
It's also ignorant to the point, because like in 2024, trying to censor, like, rap is the biggest genre of music in the world at this point. You can't just sit there and be like, oh, your little hippity hop underground shit, get it out of here. I don't want them hearing that.
They're going to hear it on a commercial.
I don't want, you know, in 1988, when people are like, oh my God, NWA did this and that, and they got the FBI writing them letters and shit. It's like, oh, because it was so whatever. Like, no, this is in all the commercials. This is like, it's there. You got to deal with it. So you might as well, maybe he can't do nothing about it because it sounds like he doesn't listen to rap, but like, curate them.
Exactly.
Curate their experience. Let them know where it's coming from. And maybe they're too young to. Maybe they don't even have that answer.
I think.
But I know when I'm doing it, I'm giving them.
You don't want them listening to it.
History. They're not listening to Ice Spice and all this other shit. They're listening to shit that's like either means something to us because like the nostalgia purposes, or they're learning like, hey, this is where this is coming from, or hey, you remember when I said that? That comes from this song.
Yeah.
And they hear it and they're like, oh, and so they relate to it, and it's creating their own line of like, okay, this is cool or whatever. So because when they're in that window of time, if you've curated them just like how I am now, I'm gonna hear something from today, and like you were talking about like a week or so ago, like my ears just aren't gonna hear it like they're trying to get me to hear it. I'm like, what is this? And you can, I don't know, I don't think in 2024 trying to keep rap music out of your house sounds fucking impossible, and
might be counterproductive anyways, right?
It's kind of like maybe I sound too much like the dad who's like, I'm gonna let you drink as long as you drink at home.
No, you don't sound like that at all.
As long as you drink at home where you're safe and I can watch you. That's what it kind of comes off at. But it's like, no, I can't cut off that this is part of the culture that I love so much. How dare you?
And his wife, you know, obviously loves rap music, so it's like she can't just cut that part of her off.
It sounds like bro was in a fad. Like he had a phase. right? I had a rock band phase, right? I had a phase where I wore skate shoes. I still wear them now, but I'm talking about like DC's. Vans is almost black people's shoes now, out here at least. Honestly. But I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like he went through a phase, right? And I feel like there was a time where he thought hip hop culture was dope and shit like that. And then he realized, like some of us realize, there ain't a lot of money in music right now, right? And like in our music and doing all that. You can do it as an artist. Right? But if you want to be a finance dude and all that, yeah, that shit's cool when you're on a boat and a yacht. But when you walk into Morgan and Stanley or whatever, bro, you better be your best white self. You know what I mean? And that sounds like, because she says here, oh, like, I think he's letting his past, like, dictate how he feels about rap. And if it's his past, then that means that, all right, go back and listen to AC/DC if you want to. Right, but your kids gonna like whatever the fuck they want. Now AC/DC's dope. I acknowledge their legendary status.
Yeah.
Just not my go-to. I make sure I put that in there for any AC/DC listeners and all that. Country, I don't care how eclectic how many other eclectic people I meet. It's just not for me. Right? I take R&B over like country because I feel like R&B feeds my soul.
But here's the thing, right? Music is a very important factor in anybody's culture.
Absolutely.
So if you marry, like,
it's one of the key staples of culture.
I'm sure if in your household, your wife was like, hey, 21 Savage is cool and all, but I'm trying to hear some Suavemente right now and let the kids hear a little bit of that.
I'll let them do it. Not let them, but I mean.
But that would sound crazy if you were like, no.
Make sure I clean that up.
No. They can't have no Suavemente.
I wouldn't do that though. That's kind of.
I'm just saying, but that's kind of great. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you think he's racist? Is what I want.
But I think he's thinking
it's coming from a racist.
He's thinking of it as like, this is pop music. It's not just black anymore, and so I feel more comfortable being like, oh no, this is just wrong on all these levels. He's not attributing it to this is just a black thing. To him, it sounds real like this is everybody's music, and I just don't think it's the greatest music to be showing a kid.
I don't know.
But he's got to go a little deeper to that and be like, hey, yo, no, this is...
It's giving imposter syndrome to me, right? I wouldn't say that it's blatantly racist because maybe he doesn't know how he's coming across when he said that to her. It's hard. I've been in an interracial... No, I have been in an interracial relationship. I'm in one right now. What are we talking about? I know, but my wife more aligns with, like, our culture. Yeah. So does my mother-in-law. But I've been with people who don't. Like, yo, a white girl I was dating, man, she was like, oh, let's go to the boat on the lake and drink. They had one of them old fucking King of the Hill coolers. You know, the ones you press the button and throw it to the side.
Sounds like your bag.
Nah.
You can paddleboard while you're out there.
No. I was... I'm not
ended up with a white girl.
I always come up on the river. Keep coming on the river, huh? Nah, they pulled out Budweisers and shit. And I was like, yo, you know what?
At least Bud Light. Please hit me with the blue can.
That's fucking crazy. The red can is crazy. I don't know.
That's what my dad like.
But my whole point of it is like, dog, like I was like, I didn't want to do the shit, but I didn't want to say nothing negative. But at the time, I felt like there's some real white ass shit to do, like sit on the river, drink Budweisers and shit. But I did it in support. I don't think that if it's the reverse, I don't think that's negative. Like I don't think that's racist. Right? Maybe you just didn't want to support me at that time.
Oh, no.
You think is it racist if I'm asking you?
No, not you. Not at all.
Is it racist if I say, oh, that sounds like some white people shit, I ain't doing that? Is that racist?
There's a difference between, like, stereotyping and racism. So racism, you know, I don't want to get too deep, but it comes along the lines of, like, power struggle, having actual power, whereas stereotype is just a generalization of people. So the boat thing is a generalization. It's a stereotype. White people love to go on boats and lakes, but like wanting to intentionally not play a certain genre of music that is culturally impactful in your wife's culture, that is a deep act of racism that I truly believe it's racist, but I just think that possibly he doesn't
don't tap
understand
into your black side.
He doesn't understand the undertones of like what he's doing and what he's saying and how it's going to impact his children and his wife.
Final points for both of you guys.
That's all I got.
Anything for you?
I look at music as deep as people would look at religion. So you can't, when it comes to like, if you're going to be in a multicultural relationship like that, where you guys are different people, you have to be open to all parts of their culture. If you decide to have kids, you have to let all parts, like, hey, let's expose them to everything we got, whatever they like or pick up, or they might go pick up something else from something else. That's cool too. But as far as what we're exposing them to, and someone who's living this example, just I'd never ask that question because I probably push it more than she does. I'm just like no, they're gonna get these drug dealer raps too. All right,
but I'm gonna explain to them.
And it's. But I'm trying to think. I haven't been in too many positions to where I've had to like feel like, oh, that's weird. Like I feel like I would have been on the same shit. Like, that's some white people shit. But like, cool. I guess if you want to go to Napa Valley or some shit or whatever y'all be doing.
Y'all, like you're not white.
I'm trying to tell you, that's why he liked my jean joke last week. He tried to stone face that shit. Nah, that's cool. But yeah. Hand clap him. That's good.
Lex, you're so insightful. See, this is why sometimes I fuck with Lex so hard. Like, everything that I just heard, I'm like, I love you. You're right. Yes, tell the people.
Just don't bring up R. Kelly and the Lakers and we'll be fine.
And we'll be fine.
Oh, man. Fuck R. Kelly, man. God.
Fuck that guy, man.
Current events. An investigation by an Italian prosecutor in Milan has revealed that Dior, a subsidiary of French conglomerate LVMH, paid a supplier merely $57 to produce bags that retail for $27.80. The costs, however, do not include raw materials such as the leather or the zippers and stuff. I know that was on there. So here's the thing. I really don't buy like a lot of name brand shit. And we've talked about this. So much so that I remember, I don't know if I told this story here, but I wear Oakley sunglasses, right? I bought my frames off of a knockoff dude. I bought the lenses off of Amazon. Both of those things combined were still cheaper than buying brand new Oakleys. I had Oakleys, the right lenses. The frame is the frame at that point. They're all made out of a plastic. Shit didn't matter. As long as I had the right lenses for what I could see, worked for me. I've done that with several things. When I go cars, that sound like fireworks still popping off. When I go look at like other things in life, right? I always cars, right? In regards to cars, I get aftermarket parts because the brakes and stuff like that still work the same, right? You fix my engine or whatever with aftermarket parts, as long as the shit still works the same. The shit that you tell me that's authentic, I feel like authentic is down. Like things being authentically like when you read reviews on shit be ripping, shit be falling apart. You always can find something negative about something that is quote unquote authentic. That is why I love the Amazon review system. I can go find a nice fake that performs at the same as the real does. And this time, there's so much access to counterfeit and goods and shit like that. Some of my jerseys, right, are fake. I got a fake Mike Trout jersey, but it's stitched on there. It's more real than the real fake one you sell me with the iron-on letters on there, right? So all that shit, I don't think my shit has to be authentic. Now, that's some old hip-hop shit where I felt like my gear had to be always legit. But shit, the brand new Jordans that I had, they only last in 3 years before the midsole breaks out of them. So I feel like if you pay $27.80 for a bag, knowing that they spent $57 and maybe some of the materials or maybe a couple $100, you're still paying a markup for something stupid. Go get you a knockoff, a good one.
Well, it's all market. It's the brand, right? Because most of the stuff, you go to one manufacturer and they might manufacture bags for 6 different companies. You're going to have the low end ones, the high end ones, the mid tier ones. But they're all made from the same person. Same with the sunglass frame people.
And we're saving the best for last.
And all of that. So, yeah, in your mind, it's like, well, it's all coming. Like, we might have talked about this a couple years ago. Like Kirkland, right? Kirkland, they make the same products as these name brand products in Costco. And they're usually getting them from the same people. And they say, hey, you want to be in Costco? You got to give it to us at this price. And we slap the Kirkland label on there. You know, they talked about how, like, you get some Kirkland vodka and it's the same, basically the same thing as Grey Goose at 1/5 of the price because it's from the same distillery, same everything. But hey, You want to be in Costco, sell it to this price. We're going to slap the Kirkland on there. You still moving product, just not at the same level, right? And yeah, just like that. If it's the same thing and it performs the same, then yeah, I don't need. But then, you know, I guess it also depends on who you are, where you at in life. Because when I was 16, if I was at school, I don't want my Adidas to have a fourth that extra stripe, right? Mm-hmm. I don't want my Jumpman turned around.
But you don't even need. There's some authentic shit like Vans, Converse that's still cool that are like very low in cost. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we get so. Now, the one thing I won't fuck around with is electronics, right? Mm-hmm. Electronics, I gotta have the authentic. I bought some fake AirPods, not on purpose. This kid jipped me, right? He got me. He was like, "Oh, they real." I'm like, "Hey, they connected to my phone and everything." As soon as I got home and I walked like,
not the headphones.
I walked 20 feet. That shit started static, and I said, "Dog, I've had some AirPods before. I've been able to go down the block and that shit still playing. Wait a minute, them shits ain't working from here." I take him to the store. He's like, "Yeah, you see that serial number? Doesn't exist here." I said, "Oh, they got me. China's getting good with the deep fakes." They getting real good. But yeah, man, I like the electronics I don't fuck around with, but clothes, all that other shit, yeah, all Target. To the point now where I'm at an age where everyone asks me like, "Oh, where'd you get that shirt from?" Target. No, I've never switched up. My shit's all Target right now. Except for this shirt, Amazon. But other than that, yes. How do you feel about you? Now, let me paint this of why I really wanted to hear from you on this. Whether you are a bag buyer, you've been around people that buy bags, right? I know women to really care about like essentially what another woman has on. Oh, that's a cute outfit. That's nice or whatever. And then there are women that are like, "Yo, who made that dress? Oh, it's made by blah, blah, blah." So from that perspective, what has always been your thought about real and fake shit? Or even spending an extra exuberant amount of money on shit that's like name brand?
Yeah, I think, and specifically talking about like name brand bags, there was a few things that crossed my mind. Is like, first, I've always like, I'm not a name brand kind of person either. Yes. I think to myself, like, I don't have it like that. And I wonder like, if I did have it like that, would I be different? But I'm not a materialistic person, so as long as it's doing the job and the quality, I always want the bang for my buck, so I don't want to buy something cheap and it's made cheaply, you know? Yeah. But I don't need a designer. But specifically to bags, I find it interesting. One is like designer name brand bags. Almost all the women in my life like have. My sister shows up to like the park the other day with her Gucci purse, and like and the mom next to me was like, "Does she not know where we're at?" I was like, "She's rich, auntie," you know. There's two things. One, I'm like, I would never feel comfortable right now wearing a purse that I don't have that much money in my bank account at all point in time.
What if it fell off the back of a truck? One of those.
So again, I would not be comfortable. Like when I was in my young 20s, my grandparents bought me a Coach bag, right? That's not even that high end nowadays.
That's high end enough.
But it was high end enough.
Yeah, it's high end enough.
I never wore it. I wore it maybe twice, but I never wore it out like that because I knew that I didn't even have as much money as that bag was worth in the bank. So it's odd to me that women or anybody, men like designer bags too, would wear something that is more valuable than like their net worth. Like that, to me, that feels kind of fraud, that feels kind of fake, that feels kind of phony. So that's interesting to me. But the other thing that I found out about these bags, actually, because you're right, it costs what, fucking $57 plus a few hundred for just to make, but it's selling that much. These bags are collector items. So like how men collect Nikes, or not men, excuse me, how people, thank you, collect Nikes, or how people collect records, or people collect anime or whatever. Purses are literally collector items, and they actually gain some, not all, but they gain value. So you can resell it for
like
more.
Watches.
Or they stop making it that design, and now you have they even put like a 1 out of 100, you know? So that, I'm like, if you're making smart investments with these purses, I think that's genius. There's one other point I want to add, is the respect part of it. I'm not a name brand person, so I never really understood, I guess, maybe like the sense of power. Am I boring you, Lex?
No.
The sense of like power, or like, I don't know, like inner power or like self-respect wearing something prestigious gives you. I didn't understand that until I was a valet captain, and I worked downtown and I drove almost every luxury car you could imagine, and when I even just driving in those motherfuckers from point A to point B in the parking lot, I was always like, a car is a car, it gets you to point A to point B, even though I love cars. Sitting in something that is made well is worth something that other people recognize as value, as power. It does do something to the psyche. I'm not gonna lie. It makes you stand a little bit taller, it makes your chest out a little bit higher. It almost like empowers you. So in the sense of like having a purse that like represents respect or power, especially if you got it like that, like I'm that bitch. Now I got 3 times, 4, 10 times that's worth this bag. Like that, I can respect that or honor that. Like, all right, like, this is a tool. It's something that you're using to empower yourself and show other people that you're a boss. When it's real, when it's fake, there ain't no way.
But do you think that those feelings you get from that aren't systemic?
What do you mean?
Like, I'm supposed to feel powerful because other people talked about this brand as being great.
No,
other people were
I didn't say anything about other
people.
people. What I said, I literally said self-empowering. So the fact that I worked hard and I can afford this bag,
not
and
that part,
my
not
money,
that part.
I have enough money in the bank. It has nothing to do with the way that other people are perceiving.
No, yeah, not that part. But not that part you're talking about. Before that, when you were talking about driving all the cars, you were talking about
how I felt when I sat in them.
How I felt because other people see this as a symbol of status and power and stuff like that.
Yeah, so
I think
maybe
that's a
not
raw emotion, though. How would you
not.
feel if you sat in a Ferrari?
No, I'm not saying that I wouldn't have the same feeling.
Yeah.
I'm saying I'm
think
wondering
it would
if
help.
it's systemic because of
It has to be.
how society is.
You have to rationalize
'cause that's with
yourself
the power
out
of
of
a
that
brand,
in the first
right?
place, though. I'm with you, right? If I rationalize, if I had it, fuck it, give me the real shit because I have the money to get it. But because I know it's not attainable, I don't care if someone has it, right? You get what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what she's saying, right? I think the women that buy bags and the men that buy bags too.
And that was the only.
If I bought bags, if I got fire ass shoes, there was only one reason why I was doing it: to get women. That's the only reason why I was doing it. There's a reason behind that shit. And when you stop chasing that shit, or to get a partner, it doesn't even have to be just. But in my scenario, is to get women, right? People. Gay men get dressed and all that to appeal to other gay men, or even maybe turn another man out.
Well,
right?
I'm getting where you're getting at, and I had to let that sink in. I'm like, hold up. It's a tool, or it's like what is that called? It's a status symbol, right?
We've been conditioned
and so
to
we
think.
have been conditioned to understand that certain things bring status. So I will acknowledge that. When you feel the
and I'm
power,
not even saying it was a bad thing.
No,
I'm just trying to see, like, is that what we're going?
So when you feel the power of having something that is worthy of status, I'm not so. I believe that is systematic because we all have to decide what has status. But I feel like there is a part of that is a little bit empowering to be like, I've gotten to this level where I can afford this status symbol versus I'm just trying. There's a difference between I can afford it comfortably and I'm just fronting.
You did it too. USB in the plugs.
No, and
that's a big.
Like I
funny,
said,
I'm serious.
I said I'm sure I would have feel the same thing because we just spent 20 minutes talking about the culture, right?
Right.
What is that culture famous for doing? Wearing their wealth,
yeah,
right, and that's why I kind of had that pushback where you said, I want to hear from you because women do this and that. Men might be a bigger offender at this than women are. On it,
but why
maybe not with the bags. A lot of men wear bags too, but when it comes to things, but then when you break it down, like I'm not a big jewelry guy, but I don't really. I could sit here, I could sit here and be like, yeah, man, like you're wearing $200,000 on your neck. You know what you could do with that? You know how many people you could feed? I can do that all day, and it would make perfect sense. But I also understand when you're coming from a place where you never had anything.
A place of lack.
You never had anything. You never thought you were going to be anything. You never thought you were going to amount to anything. This is like a small win token. Now, in retrospect, if you fast forward, maybe that might be a really dumb decision you do. But the sentiment of it isn't always negative. It's not always like
it's empowering.
You're being it stupid. You're like, I'm empowered. Like, I believe in myself. This isn't gonna ruin me that I spent $200,000 on this chain. There's more where that came from. I'm gonna be more responsible later. I got people. I'm still handling business. Mm-hmm. But this, especially in this culture and this and that, this means something. Like, hey, I'm on my way, or I made it, and especially if you feel like you did it without a ton of help, mm-hmm. or you weren't supposed to be here. You're like, I wasn't even supposed to be alive past mm-hmm. this age, and here I am. I'm gonna do this. I can understand that more. That's why I don't really beat people down for doing all this shit with the jewelry. Yeah, it's just not something I would do. But I do also understand, like, all right, well,
yeah, you made a great point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I ain't got it, so I'm gonna keep buying the fake shit.
Exactly.
It don't even matter.
And I don't know.
And I can't tell you what the real shit look like because I'm not about to invest my energy on like, oh, the tag on this isn't right, or the Louis Vuitton, the LV's not supposed to run off into the stitching. Or like, I
most
only
of the
know
people
that
can tell me that it's fake or what the real one looks like, I don't be hanging around like that anyway.
No one's calling me out.
Yeah.
Hey, my Cuban zirconias for $3.99.
That's how I feel like hood dudes be feeling though when they wear the fake Jordans. It's like, yo, I'm only telling you that because like I'm coming in here like looking at them, but nobody else really knows that. It's a very like exclusive thing to know.
I found a fake Jordan plug and them shits lasted a good 8 to 10 years.
Yeah.
The reason I got so many real ones now is because of the trauma of like the lack of that,
Are you a shoe collector?
No, I'm not. Oh. Not at all. I didn't buy the Jordans.
Oh, okay.
But, my kid's mom did because she was like, she saw it like I was like, these shits is fake. Like, just in case he was only here because of that. That shit ain't real. Nah, I know I did a hell of a job finding a good one. But let me tell you something. If you thinking I'm just going to be doing... No, that ain't me.
All right, let's have full disclosure.
So,
right up, I'm going to be out there with you. Let me join you in this. I told my wife that when she met me, the gold chains I got, they're fake. I got them from the fair.
I love that you guys were real with
I
your
got
women.
them from the fair.
I love that you guys were
real.
Well,
because at this point, like, it's about to get... No, but this was more for my own sake. Yeah, like, if you think I got it like this, let me ride.
That's the same thing. What the fuck you talking about? It's my own sake, too.
I can get you a pair.
I said, yo, I'm going to re-up next year. I just take her the old ones.
But here's the thing. I paid...
You know what lady I'm talking about? She in there.
I paid $35 for these.
What number is she this year? Spot 75? I'll be there. Go ahead.
But
fake work.
Me too. I need a new chain.
But because she had her own trauma of, you know what? Lack of, especially when it came to back to school shopping and shoes specifically.
I remember all that.
That when she felt comfortable, she's like, she started giving me real Jordans. She's like, you deserve these. And I said, what the fuck are you doing?
That's not the
I
message.
am way past this part of my life. I do not need these. Yeah. And she was just like, no. And I was like, I appreciated the sentiment. It was very sweet.
Yeah.
And all that. But I was like, ooh, no. I wasn't going to pay for the real ones back then if I had it. I was just like, hey, the only brand loyalty I really have is Nike, but I don't really be like stressing it like that.
Yeah.
And that's only because it's like, if I had to pick Nike over, like, as an athletic brand over these other athletic brands, it's not even that deep.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's the only brand I am loyal to is Kirkland, and great value.
That's crazy, but that's the thing. This ain't no real Kirkland. It's crazy, right?
Having a knockout Kirkland is kind of
no, but defending it is crazy too. Like, that ain't no real Kirkland, bro. Like, yo. I ain't never heard anybody say that ain't no real Kirkland. Hey, yo, that's crazy. Oh, except for Franklin. Kirkland Franklin. Oh, man. Anything else we need to get off on brands?
No.
Cool, we good. Go ahead and hit my hand claps. One day we're going to do shit you wasn't outside for. Just haven't been feeling it the last few weeks. I ain't going to even lie to you. Shows to watch. Now, I ain't got an actual show, but since it's been kind of gaining a little steam in our group chat with like the men, I've scrolled by and seen that they've written in there. I just haven't responded to it. There's a balloon pop show.
Oh yeah,
on YouTube.
Been meaning to look into that.
I love it. Like the way I feel like it's authentic. So I'm gonna explain this. Right?
Yeah.
It sounds wild when I say.
I haven't seen one clip or anything.
You haven't?
I didn't look at.
So my feed must be wild. So then you made me had either
no.
So it pops up in my feed, and it's got to be based off of the people I follow or liking some shit that they sent me. But they have regular people like you and I. Let's say you start a game show and you call me and Lex up and say, hey, look, we want to have you guys line up and meet women or whatever, like if we needed some help dating. So all the men get a balloon. You would be the host. You would have a girl in there. You would read her card about her profile. Oh, she works in finance. She graduated from college. She did all this. And we sitting with our backs turned like, oh, she sound fire.
Oh, you can't see her.
You can't see her.
Okay.
And then then they tell us to turn around, right? And if we turn around, if we like her, then we don't pop our balloon.
Okay.
But if we don't like her, then we pop a balloon.
So
they do this and they be like, pop, 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 pop. Yeah.
So it's like The Voice with the chair turnaround.
Exactly.
But then it's also like that old MTV show Next where they get on the bus.
Yes.
And they be like, nah.
Yeah.
He can't even say what up.
But they make you defend why you popped your balloon. So they'll say, like, hey, so tell us a little about yourself. What did you like that they said?
That bitch too tall.
Why did you? So that comes out.
Yeah.
Right? And one dude had a little toupee on.
Keep it in the circus.
His feet's crooked. One dude had a toupee on.
Oh.
All right.
And she was like, yo, that's not your hair.
Hatfish.
And he was like, nah, it is mine. He's like, and the other dude was like, yo, I think that's kind of unfair that you saying that about him. Like, we got the same hair. Then they zoomed in on his shit, right? Because the other dude's hair was his. They zoomed in on my other man's hair, and he was like, look, she said, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't see the similarities between your hair and his hair. And so I thought it was like a pretty dope. It's a dope ass concept. There's many channels that are doing it now. There's a male version, a girl version, and I don't know if they have a community version. But I'm sure there's an all inclusive.
Sounds fire to
me.
me.
It is fire. It's only 20 minutes. So one of the guys I was telling you about, I follow him. He's a golf influencer, right? So he posted on his page. Now he's a heavier guy, right? And when I see him, he only does golf videos. But he'll be swearing he's in the club, like living the best time of his life. So he shows the clip, and he's sweating bullets in there, dripping. So I was like, oh, I gotta see this, right? And he actually had 2 or 3 girls not pop their balloon. And I was like, yo, if I was just judging.
You was inspired.
No. Fat Dudes is in, first of all. I didn't tell you that.
Dad bod.
Right? And so I've already known that. I figured that out a while ago. That's why I'm with my wife
you're
right
not
now.
Fat by any means.
I don't know. I don't know. He'll say something different. Somebody else say something different.
Yeah, no,
I start sweating in this house. He start looking at me different. But I'm saying again, that was just, to me, I thought it was a dope concept because it gets you over the fear of, oh, maybe they won't like me. Maybe they don't like me or whatever. Now you got a sample size. I always said, if you put 25 women up in front of a dude, I was like, at least 4 of them gonna like him. You know, you put 25 men up in front of a girl, right? Well, that's a little different, right? Because any dudes, I feel like we be reasoning.
Horn dog.
Yeah, we be. But at least for women, at least one of them's gonna like a guy. You know what I mean? But us, I admit a lot of us, take on some bullshit just for the sake of doing it. Right? That's just what we do.
You need to be humble.
Women have a lot more self-respect than us in terms of what they like and don't like, and voice it. We'll go through the shit. But anyway, any shows for you?
I started watching the Game of Thrones.
Okay.
The new one. I had to go. I'm almost tempted to start the whole original series over because things are rusty, right? I'm like, who?
Season 2 you're talking about,
yeah,
right?
I'm season 2 of the new one where they show the girls when they're young.
Did you watch the old one?
I did,
okay.
but it's been so long that I'm like Stark and this and that and trying to remember.
Well, this is like the original one. Like the one we're watching is like 100 years before the old one. Yeah.
Yes, so which is really cool. So I took a really long time to watch Game of Thrones because I don't like blood, gore, or like violence, which is
right. That's the whole show.
Bulk of the show. But enough people were watching it, and I'm always a sucker for a really good storyline.
Yes.
So once I was able to kind of get through that, I still watch it and literally cover my eyes for every scary part. But this new season, because it's focused, I think, on the women, right? On Alice, what's her name?
Allison.
Allison, yes, the Mother Queen, and then Rhaenyra.
Or Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
I think as a woman, it's very fascinating to see these women navigate in these men's worlds, and where these men who are, so quick for violence and war and death, like how these women have to play their system, play their game, but like have to like corral and navigate to really get things done the way they want. So I thought it was really interesting. And I don't know if we want to do spoilers, but this week, the last episode was nuts. There's a scene, they have twins, and as a twin mom, that scene just hit. And I listened to the commentary afterwards of how they explained they're preparing for that scene. And as a mom, this episode was just really hard. It was very, oh my goodness. I
think I know what you're talking about. We'll go give some people some time to catch up.
Yeah, I'm not going to give no spoilers, but the show is very violent and gory, and it's even just the sounds are sometimes hard for me to hear, where I literally plug my ears. But the storyline is just so fascinating.
Yeah, I like it. I think that the first one still captures me. I think I've heard a lot of arguments, and I think for me, it's the first ones, not the first season, but the 100 years before.
Okay.
There was way too much shit at play. There was these people over here, these people over here, the Night Walkers, this.
Follow.
Well, it's hard to follow, but it takes me on a journey. And then they brought it all together. It took me a while, the first 2 or 3 seasons, to understand it. But once I got there, I understood it. So this one, it being just, between two entities, it's it's tough for me to put it on the same pedestal. I'm gonna watch it every week, so it doesn't matter. So, yeah.
You guys done yet?
Yeah.
That's how I feel when you talk about the Lakers.
That's not your segment. That's not your segment.
That was all y'all.
Nah, that was rough.
he
said Rhaenyra.
Nerd.
He said, yo, Rhaenyra. And who was the other one?
Yeah, let me take this all back. I watched the Freaknik documentary, right?
Ooh,
is that really what you gonna get on? That's really you? That's really you?
Did you watch the Freaknik?
I did watch it, but I don't want to bring it up.
Okay.
But
in case somebody's auntie was on there?
No. I think they held back a little bit.
Oh, okay.
And I have nothing to base that on other than how I heard other people talk about it.
Yeah.
But
it's shared experience though. They get.
No, and again, your boy was on there, and why is he here? 21.
Why do you keep throwing that on me? That's not my guy.
Did you call him your boy before you introduced him?
No.
Could swear you did.
I never did. You keep throwing that out there like that's my guy. I don't really listen to his music like that.
Anyway, I will bring up. Let's plug. May the Lord Watch, which is a documentary about Little Brother, the rap group.
Oh shit! Where's it on?
YouTube.
All right, you got to send me that link.
Official YouTube.
No, for real, I need that.
Send it to me too.
And it's if you're a Little Brother fan, then you've probably seen it, or it goes through pretty much just their story, pretty chronologically. Their fallout, what happened in between, what they did in between, what happened after. They get down to the nitty gritty. It's pretty well done for not being picked up on a bigger streaming site.
That's so sad.
And but that's kind of how they got down anyway, right? They
but
never really if you really want to talk about it, just pure skill level, there's not more than a dozen people that can fuck with Fonte.
I agree. He's on the new MLB The Show, with their old shit. You make me want to say it again. You make me want to say it. I was like, yo, that song is 20-something years old, bro. And it's now on video games. Keep going, though. That's cool. But
yeah, they kind of, if you think about how they tie in to the internet and blog era, very, very early on before it was a thing, because it was still underground and there wasn't a lot of stuff like that, to the people they influenced and how music went, and then just their journey as a group and the real things they've had to go through as far as Yeah, I was driving Uber for a while because, we had bad recording contracts and we wasn't getting shows and blah, blah, blah. We went solo and blah, blah, blah. And so it's about 2 hours long and it's an easy watch whether you totally invested in them or a casual fan or just looking for something to watch. Like it kind of hits on all levels. There's nothing really wrong with it.
All right, I'll check it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wish they would have got some actual newer Ninth Wonder clips, but they haven't.
I wish you would commit to watching a show with us. I wish I could.
I don't remember saying no. I just remember telling you it was going to be difficult for us.
Which one that you just started?
One that I just started?
Yeah. That isn't 20 years old.
Deep into his cycle.
Yeah, because don't give me some shit that's 20 years old talking about watching The Wire. I'm not watching The Wire, bro. That shit's from 23 years ago. I'm letting you know
We're
that.
coming back.
Maybe even longer, like 30, like damn near 30 years ago.
I will go look at my queue, and I'll let y'all know.
Let me know. He don't know.
Let us know.
I know. Fuck. Hit my hand class. 3 cheers. We're out of here. I swear to God. Look, I told you we're getting out semi early today. I told you we're getting up out of here. And had he came here on time, we would have got home hella early. I was feeling this way before we even started. 3 cheers. I want to give a 3 cheers out to Usher. Got the Lifetime Achievement Award with BET. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Hey, look.
There's 1,000 things wrong with that.
Right person, wrong way to do it. I based on like what I heard how it was. A lot of people said.
Oh, you didn't see it?
No. Oh. I don't watch award shows really anymore, man. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have the patience to sit there and watch them get all dressed up because I don't care about a lot of these newer acts. I swear, I don't, because they do all the weird shit now, man.
Well,
these kids be wearing suits and shit, and I'm like, yo, it's hot, bro. You're doing this as a fashion statement. That's cool and all.
A 3-hour show into 45
minutes. You just go to the performances?
If I don't fuck with the performance, I'll skip you. I only watch the speeches about the people I care about.
Yeah.
And so I can cut a lot of that out.
Well,
but
maybe.
yeah,
I got a DVR.
I definitely wanted to see what they did for Usher.
Did you listen to his speech, the unedited version?
No, because I guess my recording started like 20 minutes late, and then so it cut it off, and for whatever reason I couldn't get back to it. So they literally called him up on stage, and it ended. So I was like, and I saw what had happened or heard about it, but then I'm like, okay, he was cussing a lot. I would have been cussing too. This was some bullshit. But
that's not what he was cussing for though. He was
I don't know, but I was a little disappointed just because I feel like in my mind, I might be wrong or mixing this with something else. I feel like since the pandemic, the BET Awards production value kind of went up, and they were kind of holding it down the past few years. And then this one, I was like, what happened? It's like, oh, they got too comfortable or something. But yeah, I just, I don't see the Grammys doing something like that for him. But I just think he's too important of a figure for that to happen.
For what to happen?
The tribute he got was unacceptable.
I haven't. Well,
it felt
I only
more
heard parts
to
of the
me.
speech.
It felt more like a 40-year-old birthday party. Like, oh, I'm going to come perform at your birthday. This is just a little celebration for you, a little more intimate. This isn't, hey, we're celebrating an icon, and this is what you mean to us. And
I'm watching it tonight. I got to go home and watch it.
I heard that some people didn't like the fact of the performance he had. Like, it was like Summer Walker, like a bunch of newer like acts and stuff like that. And it's like, yo, it's Usher. He been around since the 90s. Give him some respect with some people around his time that, not saying Summer Walker isn't talented, but people who are like solidified.
What they were doing to his songs, just not like, okay, it sounds like you're trying to do a cover and put your own spin on it for your type of project. Don't do that.
No, we want to hear the classics.
Don't do that. And then don't. And the thing is, I was like, oh, he looked like he was pissed off behind them glasses. He was just sitting there and just.
He's not going to tell you that.
He looked real professional about it, and he's, thankful, I'm sure. I didn't get the full thing because I didn't get the speech, but I was mad for him.
But I'm glad he got it. Shit, I feel like this time, no, not this time, but I feel like they picked somebody that was deserving. It's just the execution wasn't there. I think
him having the Super Bowl takes a little bit of sting out because he's had a really big couple years for someone who's been in 30. Like, I feel like he came in and was hot for a good 10, and then I think he quieted down for that next 10 or so, like he had, sprinkle here and there, some features, a couple singles that were like big, but he wasn't on his run. And then now he's in that legacy period area where you get the Super Bowl, the residency, now something like this. And like, that's big. And for him to still looking the way he does, still able to produce the way he does, like that, that's not easy to do. And so when I see it being, and from somebody said, or I heard people saying like they only put that together in 48 hours, that might be one of the reasons why. But again, why are you doing that to him? Do it right. If you're going to do it right.
We don't know what the budget was. BT is still owned by
Doesn't matter.
Still
if
owned by
you're going to
Paramount.
do it though,
CBS.
Do it right. Or don't give it to him until you get a better budget.
Who else would you give it to though?
Somebody that doesn't require a budget.
Tell me who that somebody. Tell me who that somebody is after her 3 cheers. I want to know. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's hard to do.
I'm thinking too.
No, he said he didn't know who to give it to.
Me either. You want me to do my 3 cheers?
Yeah, absolutely.
I ain't got one.
No, I was like,
I'm here to shit on people's 3 cheers. Hey.
Fuck out of here.
No, I amplified it. Usher
God.
deserves a bigger 3 cheers than what BET gave him.
We giving him one. You gave him his flowers.
Yeah, no, I follow. I agree with you. He put some respect on his name. My 3 cheers is gonna go today out to the organization Blanket Sounds. It's a few different creatives in San Diego, specifically like Black and brown creatives that have cultivated this space. Blanket Sounds is a musical performance, almost like a mini music festival, I would say, where there's live DJs, there's a live DJ, a live artist, and a live art installment. It's right down in the Waterfront Park. SD Melanin is like producing it as well. I don't want to drop names because I know there's a lot of people, but this experience, as someone who loves music, who loves live music, who loves dancing, who loves the culture, I would say is the first time I've ever experienced a place like this in San Diego that's like family friendly. That's like, everybody's out there with their kids, with their dogs, like, and listening to the music that we love, and there's no drinking, there's no smoking, and it's just like a safe space. I feel like I'm like in the club, but like I get to bring my kids, but I'm also in the sunshine. So I just want to give a 3 cheers to all the people organizing Blanket Sounds, to the city of San Diego for opening up the space to allow this kind of community and culture and experience for especially Black and brown people to happen in San Diego. So then there's one more, I believe. There's 2 more. One at the end of August and one towards the beginning of September. It's on Sundays from 4 to 8, completely free. Take your family, barbecue, take a blanket, and check it out.
Absolutely. And with that, I don't even want to step on it. We out.